Hi, this is a video about my hair lightening experiment on black hair. My volunteer that I got had black natural hair with grey hairs throughout and a red dye on top of that and layers upon layers of black dye on top of that. So it was very, very difficult to bleach. It was really stubborn. We used a total of 5 bleachings on different parts of her hair to achieve an ombre look. And at the end of the last bleach, I managed to actually achieve a light brown, yellowish light brown. But then I used a box dye, which was an medium ash blonde, which actually made the hair darker instead of lighter, or slightly lighter, I was hoping. It did actually neutralize the yellow like I wanted it to, and it made the hair look a lot more natural. But yeah, it pretty much darkened the hair to almost like a medium to dark brown. It wasn't a complete failure, I guess, because my volunteer actually really liked it in the end. And I think that the lessons that I've learned through this particular experiment is that I was overcautious with my bleaches. I left on some of the stronger bleach. I left it on for a maximum of like 35 minutes or something like that. And thinking back now, I should have left it on for a lot longer. And I think I could have achieved the yellowish light brown within 2 bleaches instead of so many. But because we were doing an ombre sort of look, we took the bleach up, you know, a little bit each time. And basically I would say that instead of the medium ash blonde box color at the end, I probably should have used a light ash blonde. I think that would have made it a lot better. I think that would have just toned the yellow out of it and not actually darkened the hair as much. So apart from this, I'd say that if you really want to bleach your hair at home, please stay away from the separate bleach and developer that you can buy at like Priceline. The bucket bleach that you can buy, I think it's called High Lift. You can buy them in buckets. It's very, very harsh combined with the developer that comes in the bottle. I used a 40 volume developer last year sometime, and my hair just fell off. You know, you sort of touch it like this and it just all came apart. And even if you are going for, I mean, first of all, don't touch 40 volume developers, just don't touch it. It is so bad, it's so strong. Even if you're going for a 30 volume developer, which is the, you know, less strong one, be very careful. They are very damaging to your hair. I don't know, you know, maybe it was just my particular hair type or the condition that my hair was in. But those sorts of bleaches, definitely stay well away from those. They will damage your hair beyond repair. And I also would not recommend the L'Oreal brand of bleach, because I used it on myself and it only managed to lift my hair up about 5 or 6 shades like the box says, but it damaged my hair a lot more than the Schwarzkopf brand in comparison. And if you're using the Schwarzkopf L1 Double Plus, the Nordic Blonde bleach, it will lighten your hair up 8 shades, comparing to the L'Oreal brand, which can only lighten your hair up about 4 to 6 shades and damage your hair in the process. Schwarzkopf has another bleach. They've got quite a few, but they've got another bleach from Nordic Blonde that is a little bit less strong. It is the L1, which I used as well in my videos. It basically can take your hair up 4 to 6 shades, but it does not have ammonia. And comparing to the L'Oreal brand, it is just far better. If you only need 4 to 6 shades, I would personally use the Schwarzkopf brand, because it's so much more gentle. So much more gentle. And so aside from that, I guess everybody's hair is different. You need to keep that in mind when you're bleaching your hair. Check the bleach every 5 to 10 minutes or so, probably 5 minutes, just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. But if you have really stubborn to bleach hair, the Schwarzkopf Nordic Blonde L1 Double Plus is the strongest bleach, and it will actually bleach your hair up quite a few shades. And you want to go from black, if you're wanting to go from black to blonde, in the middle area where you have between the light brown to dark blonde, you will have sort of a red spectrum where you get, you know, your ginger hair, orange hair, you know, copperish kind of colors. You want to just basically go past that. So with the Nordic Blonde L1 Double Plus, I know that if you actually wait long enough, like if you put your hair dye on for the bleach on for about, you know, 50 minutes or something like that, it will actually go past that orangey phase. Whereas if you got a less strong bleach, you will get stuck in that orangey phase and end up with orange hair. Sometimes, especially with those who have black hair dye instead of natural black hair, you will probably need to actually bleach your hair twice to get the black hair dye out of your hair, which is pretty much what I did this time with my volunteer. Yeah, just enjoy the video, and thanks very much for watching. So initially we used the Schwarzkopf Nordic Blonde L1, which contains no ammonia. I've been told that the hair strippers actually work just like a bleach, so I decided to use this one since it's a gentle bleach, just to strip off the existing black hair dye and the existing red hair dye underneath the black. Yeah, so it did actually lift the black off, but we achieved sort of a reddish brown, managed to achieve a dark reddish brown, but it didn't actually lighten the hair any more than that. I put it on for two bleachings. The number first bleach was left on for about 30 minutes, and the second bleach was left on for around about 50 to 55 minutes or something like that. And basically, yeah, we didn't really achieve any lighter than a dark reddish brown. So today we're going to put on use the stronger bleach, the strongest bleach that Schwarzkopf has. So the previous one, L1, can actually bleach your hair up about 4 to 6 shades. It can take your hair up from dark, or from light brown, I think it says, to blonde in about 4 to 6 shades. So the stronger bleach, L1 Double Plus, can actually take your hair up about 8 shades. So that means that you're going from dark brown or black to a fairly, I guess, a dark blonde, dark to medium blonde maybe even. Yeah, so today we're going to try to just lighten that color up even lighter, and then we're going to actually use this color, which is Revlon's medium ash blonde with no ammonia as well. We're going to use that on top of the pre-lightened hair to get rid of any oranginess or yellowness, red orangey yellowness that can be achieved by actually taking dark hair up quite a few shades towards blonde. So you're actually going from a dark color to a light color, and in between basically there is a red spectrum, sort of a red orangey spectrum. So by putting an ash tone onto that, you'd be able to sort of darken, well, not so much darken, but tone down that oranginess. So it just comes with, you know, a developer and a colorant. So you just mix that together, and with the bleach, it just comes with the bottle and the cream and the bleach powder, and you basically just put them together and shake. So that's our ingredients for today. You want to take off all your jewelry and put on an old t-shirt and have a nice old towel so that you don't get any of the dye or bleach on anything. You'll need some latex gloves that actually fit you. This is much better than the bigger gloves that you get from the package. And because I've only got the tips of the hair to work with, because I don't have permission to bleach anymore, I'm gonna do just the tips. If you're doing your whole head, it is absolutely vital to remember that you need to actually do the shaft of the hair, then the tips of the hair, and then the roots last, because your head will have heat that will make the bleach work a lot faster. So then you don't want it to work too fast on the roots while the rest will work slowly. So you don't want to end up with lighter at the roots and a little bit darker for the rest of your hair. So do your roots last. So just untangle the hair, make sure there's no knots in it or anything like that. You want to have dry hair. And I'm just going to use a brush and to apply the bleach to. So we're going to start, and I'm just going to give her a mini sort of ombre effect. Very mini ombre effect, because there's literally this much hair to work with. So you want to just start with the very ends of the tips, like so. And I'm pretty much just going to leave it in for about 10 to 15 minutes to let it strip off the the black hair dye first. So something unexpected happened. As you can see, nothing pretty much happened to the hair that we put the bleach onto. It's still black. I left it on, ended up leaving on the bleach on for around about 30 minutes, so it's still black. There's no change in color whatsoever. So I'm gonna just try to put it on again and see whether or not it actually strips off some color at all. I'm going to put it on for about 45 minutes this time, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of result, but let's see how we go. So this is after the second bleaching using the Nordic Blonde, Schwarzkopf Nordic Blonde L1, which can take your hair up about 4 to 6 shades. So the first bleaching, I put the bleach in for about 30 minutes, And for this second bleaching, the bleach stayed in there for about 50 to 55 minutes. And because she has black and red hair dye in the actual hair, we needed to actually lift that color first. So the first bleaching pretty much did absolutely nothing, and this is the result for the second bleaching, and it is a very dark brown, very dark reddish brown. So we're gonna have to use the Nordic Blonde L1 Double Plus, which can lift your hair up about 8 shades. We're gonna have to use that one on this hair, on her hair again, and see whether or not we can actually lift this color up. And the point is, we're gonna try to take the hair up to a sort of dark blonde, or just the tips of the hair anyway, because I'm only working with this much hair, but we're gonna try to take it up to a dark to medium blonde. That way we'll be able to actually put the ash blonde into her hair, so that we can actually achieve like a natural blonde look. The ash blonde will serve a purpose to actually take out any orange, red tones in her hair. So that's all the mixture into the bowl, and we're just going to mix it all together until it becomes a creamy sort of consistency. And just to hold it in place, I haven't actually got any foil today, so I'm just going to use some Glad wrap to wrap this hair into the Glad wrap, just so to hold it into place rather than anything else. I mean, of course, it will actually keep the the heat in, but yeah, it's more to pretty much just to hold it in place while we wait. I'm just going to take off the Glad wrap just to see how much the hair has processed so far. It has been around about 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been another 5 to 8 minutes, and I'm just going to take this off for a sec. It's turned into brown now, so I might just rinse it out and give it a second bleaching now, and yeah. So I'm just about to put the second lot of bleach on, so the second bleaching. Her hair, the bit that we've bleached before, has turned into a reddish brown, which means that it would have taken the black out of it, so we would have stripped off the black color, and definitely the Schwarzkopf Nordic Blonde L1 Double Plus is strong enough to actually strip it off. The L1 wasn't really that strong. Yeah, so we're going to put the second bleach on. The first lot of bleach lasted for about 30 minutes. We're going to put the second lot of bleach on slightly higher to give her a slightly ombre effect. And then we're going to use the box color to tone down any unwanted reddish sort of orangey tones. So this is the second bleaching. So this is the second bleaching, and we're gonna check how it is. It's been on there for another 30 minutes. So I'm not wearing any gloves. It's not very good. Don't do this at home without gloves. I'm just gonna quickly wash it off. But as you can see, it is turning a light brown at the tips, and quite a dark brown at the shaft here. So basically I'm just going to leave it on for another 5 minutes and then rinse it off a little bit, and then take it up a little bit higher and go for the last and final bleaching. So after the second bleaching, this is the result that we got. So we did actually manage to take the black color out of it and turn it into a medium sort of a brown, reddish brown. So that means that the black hair dye has been stripped off, and it's got red under there as well, but we're going to do a third and final bleaching and just taking it up a little bit further up the shaft of the hair, just so that we get that ombre effect. So now this is after the third bleaching, and I put a plastic bag over the bleached area, and it seemed to work a little bit faster, obviously, because the bleach will actually react and actually turn warm or hot, and that actually helps with the processing time. So you can pretty much see that it's become a reddish brown now, really reddish brown, and some of the color has actually come off some of the previous colors. So this is pretty much, I'm gonna leave the bleach on for another probably 10 minutes more, and then I'm gonna just put the box dye on about 10 to 15 minutes more. So this is the final bleaching that we're going to do. As you can see, we did actually manage to get her hair to a medium reddish brown, I guess you can say, and she likes it quite a lot, so she's giving me permission to do a little bit more on the hair. And today we're basically just going to make the tips a little bit more blonde and run it through a bit more of the front side of the hair, and put the box dye on top. You can see it is the reddish brown, and that's pretty much through 2 major bleachings and 3 other little bleachings. So it took quite a lot to get it to this color. So it has been around about 20 to 25 minutes, and I'm quite happy. As you can see, it has actually turned into a light brown sort of color now, and we've just got a little bit of an ombre effect here going on, and we'll just leave it in for another 5 minutes or so, and then wash it out, and on goes the box dye. So today we are going to box dye her hair with this Revlon's medium ash blonde, so that we can actually cancel out some of this the yellowness of the light medium brown here that we've got. So now we've combed the hair through and we're just going to apply the ash blonde over this colour. So I've just got the dye on, the medium ash blonde, and we're going to leave it on for about 45 minutes and then wash it off. So this is the result. We've washed it all out and I'm really disappointed because it is seriously nothing like, it is nowhere near blonde. It is a medium to probably even dark brown. The blonde box dye seemed to make it definitely a little bit, not a little bit, but a lot more natural looking than before, but it seemed to have actually darkened the pre-lightened black hair. Before we had a medium to light brown, and now we've got like a ashy, like an ash type medium brown now. So I guess the experiment really didn't really go too well. It wasn't entirely successful. It does actually look a lot more natural now. Like it blends a little bit more better from the black to the dark brown to the lighter, slightly lighter tips. So I'll just go close up a little bit. That's the color that we got. So this is the final result. We've just curled it a little bit, and I have to say that I am very disappointed that it didn't actually turn out a bit lighter. So as you can see, it is a little bit, it is brown, and it is like a golden brown at the moment because I've sprayed on some shine. But really, I would have liked it to be a lot lighter. Can you shake your head, please? Yeah. So we still did actually achieve a gradient sort of effect, but not that I was trying to achieve that lighter blonde, but I was hoping that this would actually go a little bit lighter.
But the customer very happy.
But the customer is very happy apparently.
Very, very.